special guest, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. So you can go right ahead, Jared.
Yeah, so my name is Jared Andrioli. I am actually Chloe's older brother, so I'm sure many of you will know who that is.
Mrs. Lori.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Lori. Sorry, I'm still used to calling her my little sister, you know. Yes, Mrs. Lori. Good catch there, Swanson. So, yeah, I guess a little bit of kind of background. So I graduated from Union Grove in 2008. I then went to attend college at Western Kentucky University. I graduated with a degree in finance and actually a concentration in financial planning. Going into college, I kind of always knew I wanted to go the business route. I think pretty typically I kind of hopped around the business school a little bit. Started as an accounting major, went to general finance, and then kind of found this financial planning track. If you don't know exactly the route you're going to go, it's not the end of the world. I think those first couple years of college, it's really good to kind of take some different classes in different fields and get a better understanding of what you're actually looking to do when you grow up. And so then now I actually have my certified student loan planning designation along with the certified financial planning designation. Those are all things kind of I sought after college. And I guess kind of as a career path, so I actually started working at US Bank, doing back office work with mutual funds. I always knew that wasn't really what I wanted to be doing. So after 6 years, I actually quit that and started my own business doing financial planning, which is kind of where I'm currently at.
Great. So what are your job duties currently? Like what specifically do you do?
Yeah. So I think kind of the simplest way to articulate this would be, I help people better understand their money. So I help people tie their values, their goals to their money, helping in areas such like tax efficiency, investment management, budgeting, anything financial you can kind of think of, I'm working with clients. And then kind of on top of that, as a business owner, I'm kind of in charge of everything that happens in the business. So I'm the chief marketing officer. I'm the chief compliance officer. I do the books. If I had an office, I'd be the janitor. Although my wife, wants me to be the janitor here. So yeah, I kind of am doing a little bit of everything at this point. But yeah, as far as actual, working with clients, it's, anything in that, personal financial realm, I'm there to kind of help with.
Awesome. What personal skills have you found to be valuable in your business career, whether it was at US Bank or currently?
Yeah, so I think a couple of things come to mind. Specifically when it comes to financial planning and really in any career, being able to build trust with people. I'm working with people's money, so they need to trust me in order to be willing to work with me. Trust isn't necessarily something you're going to build all in one meeting either, or the first time you meet with someone. So, speaking to my business, a majority of my clients are people who kind of knew of me, or were referred to me by people, and that I feel like that's kind of shows just how important trust is. Those are people that trust me because they've known me through the course of my life, and I've attempted to be trustworthy, throughout life, and I think that kind of paid off. I think another big skill for what I do is communication. So being a good communicator, one, it helps build trust. It's also extremely helpful to be able to explain, complex financial strategies, and break them down into easy concepts for people. Um, my job is to make people feel comfortable with what I'm recommending. So if they don't understand it, they're not going to follow through with what I recommend. So being able to kind of communicate those, more difficult financial strategies into something easy to understand is extremely beneficial. And then kind of, the normal, you need to be able to work with Excel. You need to be able to at least understand the numbers. Obviously now there's a lot of technology out there that helps with that kind of stuff, but kind of all those baseline, what you would think of when you think business, money, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, great points there, and understanding, getting people to understand financial things can be tough too. So, but those are very good points. So, what do you like about your current job? Like, what are the benefits to what you do?
Yeah, so for me, I just love working with people. So for me, there's no better feeling than kind of seeing a light bulb go off in the client's head after they work with me, or achieving a goal that they didn't think they'd be able to get to. So I think kind of the biggest benefit to me is I can actually see the positive impact I'm having on people as I'm working with them. And also one of the benefits of owning your own business is, I kind of make my own schedule. Um, I can turn things on and off when I need to. That being said, I probably work more now than I ever have. But it's for myself, and it's so that's obviously a huge benefit to me.
Awesome. What's the biggest downside to your job?
Yeah, I mean, I would say kind of along the lines of being a business owner. I think the biggest downside is, there are a lot of tasks that I don't necessarily love doing, but they have to be done. And really, that's going to be in any job. When I was at U.S. Bank, there was plenty of things I didn't want to be doing, but you have to do them. So I think any job's going to have, positive benefits, negative benefits. But yeah, just really having to kind of do all those tasks that you have to do, but you don't necessarily want to do.
Yeah, that's life. Anything, right?
Exactly. That's kind of life in a nutshell.
Yep. So, what do you wish you would have known when you were in high school that you feel would have benefited you in your post high school life? So, what advice do you have for my students that will help them down the road?
Yeah, so I think in high school it's really, and really in life, but in high school especially, it's really easy to kind of stay in your comfort zone. But growth is going to happen when you kind of step outside that comfort zone. So in high school you have your really close group of friends, and you don't hang out with anybody but those people. Don't be afraid to step outside that group of friends, and get to know other people that you may not have taken the time to know. Maybe you'll learn something. Take a class you're interested in but might be embarrassed by. I think for me, I don't know anything about cars. Thinking back to high school, like, man, I wish I would have taken some home ec classes, but I felt stupid because I didn't know anything about them. So I don't want to go in there and, at Union Grove, there's a lot of people who know a lot about cars. And I was not one of those people. So things like that. Don't be afraid to kind of take some classes, and then that goes into college as well. Maybe there's some things you're interested in, but you're too embarrassed to kind of want to hop into that. Don't let that be the case. And I think lastly, just be nice to people. You never know where people are going to end up after high school. And when you may see them again. I moved to Milwaukee. I frequently see people that I went to high school with. So being mean to people isn't going to get you anywhere. It's not going to be helpful, and you'll realize that when you're older. In high school, it's easy to kind of be in your cliques and do what you think is cool, but it's not going to pay off for you. Let's put it that way. So I think those would be some easy things to kind of try and do at this point.
That's great advice. Yeah, don't burn any bridges.
Yes,
you never know who you might have to work for or with someday.
Yep. Exactly.
Great point. Well, thank you very much, Jared. And Intro to Business students, of course, you'll have a little reflection with this. So go ahead and start doing that. And thanks again, Jared. All right.
Yeah,
bye,
no
Intro.
problem.